today, if you want to look at a verse that probably most of you don't know as far as singing it, is Isaiah 55, Isaiah 5:5. And this is an invitation to the people of God to drink deeply at the well of the water of life. Not just getting saved, but coming to Jesus and getting close to Him and getting into our Bibles where we can literally drink satisfying, fulfilling water from God Himself. And here to the people in Isaiah's day, they were in big trouble. And he said, "Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters. He that hath no money, come ye buy and eat." And he goes on in verse 2, he says, "Wherefore do you spend your money for that which satisfieth not?" People buy cars and houses and clothes, and we need those things, but those things don't satisfy the inside of us like the Bible does. The Bible and a walk with God is what fills our inside. That's why so many rich people are miserable, and very common people and poor people can have the joy of the Lord because they've found the fountain of living waters inside. "Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters." Isaiah 55, and we do part of verse 1 and part of verse 2. "Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the water. He that hath no money, come ye buy and drink. Wherefore do ye spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the water. He that hath no money, come ye buy and eat. Thy loving kindness is better than life. Thy loving kindness is better than life. My lips shall praise thee, thus will I bless thee. I will lift up my hands unto thy name. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Today we're going to find out how we get orange juice from an orange tree. We start out with a little blossom, and then the blossom begins to open up bigger and bigger. When the flowers fall off of the bloom, it leaves this little tiny thing behind it, and that purple nose falls off and leaves just the little tiny fruit. And little by little, it gets bigger and bigger, and pretty soon we have the fruit starting to grow, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Pretty soon we have a great big orange hanging on the tree, and then we pick those oranges. And here are the oranges we've picked. We'll bring them into the house, and we're gonna make juice out of them. And we're gonna cut these oranges up here, and we're gonna make some more juice. We've got a little bit in the pitcher already, so cut them up. And this is a juicer, and it squeezes them fast for us, and the juice comes out. And look at this, we pour it into the pitcher. Oh, we're going to take this off so the seeds don't fall in. And we put some more in there. And here we are. I like some ice. I like my juice cold. And this all the way from the orange tree to good juice.
The Elephants and the Rope. Suri was a nice boy who loved animals. He was especially fond of elephants. In fact, he was very crazy about elephants. However, he never had a chance to see one besides in pictures. He lived in a small town with no zoo, and there was no way he would ever be able to see one of those massive animals. As a little boy, he decided that he would see and touch at least one elephant before he died. Fortunately, when he was 25 years old, he got a chance to join a crew of jungle explorers. As he inquired about their plans, he asked whether they would see any elephants, and they said yes, of course. The journey happily began, and they visited various places. Suri was so happy and enjoyed the tour very much. He had waited for years to visit elephants in real life, though, and was very anxious to reach that part of their expedition. Finally, the day came. As they passed through the forest, they walked past a beautiful village. One from the team said that the village had more than 100 elephants, and Suri could enjoy the entire day in that village. There was nothing in the world that could measure Suri's happiness hearing those words. Finally, he saw those elephants for the first time in his life. He was amazed and overjoyed to see the giant animals. After spending 2 to 3 hours walking around the elephants, he was shocked when he realized that they were tied to just a frail fence with a thin rope, not even a chain. And there was no cage or any kind of shelter where the elephants lived. Instead, there were simple sheds without any doors. Suri was surprised, as he knew the strength of elephants and usually saw them bound with strong chains in pictures. He asked one of the natives, "Why are the elephants left so free? Won't they break those thin ropes?" The trainer answered Suri, "They won't." Suri was surprised and asked, "How is that possible? They're such strong animals." The trainer replied, "They were trained here since their childhood. When they were babies, we used to tie them with a strong rope, and the kid elephants weren't able to break them. It was strong enough to hold them. A few elephants would try to break the rope or chain, but could not set themselves free. So as they grew, they developed a false belief that the small and thin ropes were too strong for them to break, and they continued to get tied by their belief." Suri was amazed as well as shocked. The powerful mammoth wasn't strong enough mentally to get himself free from a thin rope. As he left the village that day, he was very happy to see the elephants, but he also kept thinking about those thin ropes. Suri decided from that day that he would not allow his fear or doubts to stop him from trying new things. Now, how many times will you or I not try something because we don't think we can do it? We have an opportunity to meet a new person at church and be friendly to them and be kind and try to talk to them and make them feel welcome, but we don't feel like we could do it. Or we have a new subject in school that's hard and we just mentally give up because we say we can't do it. Or we're faced with a sport or reading a book. So many things that are good for us to do and that God would want us to do, but we won't do them because we don't think we can. God has promised to help us with the challenges that we are faced with each day, but often we won't even try. We quit before we even try. Let's remember Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Don't let your fear tie you to not trying new things.
You're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of shortening, and 3/4 cup of milk. And on the table today you can see our mixing bowl in the back here, the green bowl, and then you have our measuring cups over here, and we have a pastry cutter. This is very handy whenever you're doing pie crusts or biscuits. You want to have one of these. And then we have some biscuit cutters right here, and then we have our rubber spatula and a spoon, and then over here we have some teaspoon and tablespoon measures there, and then we have our glass measuring cup for our liquids. So you're going to want to need to bring all of those things out, including all of the ingredients that I just gave you, and we're going to get started baking. Are you girls ready to bake?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Make sure that you wash your hands with soap and water before you get started. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Mix your flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt with the pastry cutter. If you don't have a pastry cutter, just get a fork and you can use that instead. Add your shortening into the mix. Now take your pastry cutter and cut the shortening into the flour. Use your rubber spatula to clean off any chunks that get stuck to the pastry cutter. And just keep cutting away until you get little crumblies. If you don't have a pastry cutter, you can use 2 knives. When your mixture is crumbly like this, then you can add your milk. Use a spoon to mix the milk with the flour mixture. You want to mix the mixture after you've done that with a spoon with your hands. To get nice and squishy. You want to sprinkle some flour on the surface that you'll be working on. Make sure that your surface is clean. Now place your biscuit dough on the floured surface. And you're going to want to get a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, that's okay, but if you do, we'll roll this out to about 1/2 inch thickness. Get your biscuit cutters, and depending on whether you want a rigid side, you would use this side, or a round side, you could use this side. If you don't have any biscuit cutters, you can also use a glass. This area right here can be used to cut a biscuit by just turning it over and pushing down also. Okay girls, go ahead and cut them. Don't have a rolling pin, you can go ahead and roll your dough by little pieces in your hand, and then just flatten it like a pancake, and that would work too. place them in your oven. You'll need help with this part if you're very little, so you don't get burned. Make sure that those go in the middle of your oven. And then the timer for 10 minutes and clean up while you're waiting. Here's our cooked product. You can tell the ones that were cut out with the biscuit cutters with the little rigid edges over here. And then you can tell the one that we just patted down is right here. We didn't roll this one out, and that's what your biscuits will look like if you don't roll them out. The nice smooth top biscuits, you need to roll them out. How'd they turn out, girls?
Hey everybody, welcome to Game Time. We are going to play a game of Scattergories with you. Alright, if you've never played Scattergories before, then we're going to explain it right now.
Alrighty, here we go. Baby Jenna's gonna help us. Did you all see Baby Jenna? Kimmy's sleeping, but here's Baby Jenna. Say hi, Jenna. Okay, alright.
She's excited to see you all.
Yes, she is. Okay, Scattergories is there's going to be a list of categories pop up on your screen, and we are going to roll this letter block thing. And so I'm going to give you an example. So I just rolled it and I got the letter B, and there's a list of 10 things on your screen, and what you have to do is when we start the timer, you have to think of a word for each of those categories that starts with the letter B.
Letter B.
Okay, for example, so here's the list, and if we were playing right now, we'd have 1 minute. Number 1 through 10 on your paper, and number 1 is quick animal. So I would think, what is a quick animal that starts with B?
Baboon.
Baboons, are they fast?
A bat.
A bat's fast, okay? So a bat, okay. Number 2, a beverage that starts with a B.
Okay, you get it. We're gonna try it, and then we'll show you our answers.
But if you get stuck, pass it and keep going. And then if you get to number 10, go back, because if you stop and think about one too long, you're gonna run out of time. Okay?
That's right. So you only have a minute.
Yep, only 1 minute. So are we gonna do a practice round?
We're gonna do a practice round.
Okay, so we're gonna do a practice round for you.
We're gonna speed up a practice round. Okay,
so
when the timer starts, we've got a minute to do this, and we're gonna speed it up. We'll read you our answers, and then it'll be your turn. Play a virtual game against us. See if you can beat us. Okay, so here's the first one. Ready? Go.
Oh man,
that is tough.
That was hard.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna see who won, Brother Matt or me.
Okay.
Number 1.
This is pretty pathetic. I didn't follow Miss Esther's advice and skip the ones I was stuck on. But here's what we got. Number 1, bat. That's
okay. Number 2, a beverage.
Blue Mountain Dew.
Oh, good job. I didn't get one.
Okay.
Number 3, things that make you itch.
Bug bites.
Oh, good job. I didn't get one.
Okay.
I did horrible.
I didn't even get down to the bottom.
Number 4.
Number 4, is bugles.
What kind of chips? Okay, barbecue chips.
Barbecue chips.
Okay,
good.
number
okay.
5.
A 5 was lakes. I
I
couldn't
didn't get a
think.
lake. Okay, number 6.
Number hot places. What'd you get?
I didn't get one.
I got bonfires.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
hot. Okay, number 7, a man in the Bible.
I couldn't think of one.
Boaz.
Boaz. Okay, I put down Baal. I don't know. It's kind of
He's
not
not a
really
man.
right. Yeah.
Okay. Number 8, an animal which jumps.
I didn't get
I did
that
baboon.
far. Baboon. Okay, that'll work.
Number 9, dangerous animals. I couldn't think of one.
Okay.
And number 10, farm animal. I couldn't think of one. So how many did you get?
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5.
Oh, okay. So Brother Matt got 5 points, and I only got 4 points.
Woo!
So
All
Brother
right.
Matt won. Okay.
All right. Okay, so now it's your turn to go against us, all right? A virtual game. So you need to go find a piece of paper and a pen, number it 1 through 10. We're going to do the same list, but a different letter. We'll roll the letter and see if you can beat us. All right, you get a pat on the back if you do. You could text us and tell us, "Hey, I beat you with this number," and then what your list was. So you can let us know, just so we know for sure that you did it. Don't cheat now. But see if you can compete against us. We're gonna reset the clock to a minute, and we're not gonna speed it up this time.
Okay. And I am going to roll the letter Q. The letter is H. Okay, so we're going to see how this one goes. Are you ready? So,
take a minute to think
look at the
just
list.
for a second.
Letter H. You ready?
Oh man. Okay, here we
Here
go.
we go.
On your mark, get set, go.
Better this time. Did you do better?
Yeah, I did do okay. I think. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's see if you beat us. Okay, so what do we got? Number 1.
A quick animal.
Go ahead.
I did a hare, like the rabbit.
That's a good one. I did a hyena.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. They're pretty quick. Okay.
Beverage.
Beverage. I skip beverage.
Hot cocoa.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Hot. That's
things that make you itch.
I put hives.
Oh, good. I put heat rash.
Heat rash. Okay. All right. Good. All right. And then what was the next one? Chips.
Chips. Hot Cheetos.
Hot fries.
Oh, good. Okay.
Hot fries are way better than hot Cheetos.
Yeah, they are actually. I like hot fries better too.
Okay.
What do you like? Number 5. Lakes.
Lakes. I'd skip that one.
Like Havasu.
Havasu. That's a good one. Okay. Havasu. Hot places.
Hell.
Hell. Yeah. It's the hottest place I could think of. Okay. A man in the Bible.
Haman.
Haman.
Did
Yeah.
you get
Good.
Haman?
I put Hophni. Hophni and Phineas.
Okay. All right. An animal which jumps.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you get one? I didn't get one.
I put a hyena again, but I don't think you can't do twice. You can't do two.
Double your answers.
Two in the same thing.
I was gonna do
all
a
I could
again.
think of. Okay.
Okay. And then I didn't get one for animal. A dangerous animal?
A dangerous animal? I was freezing, but I thought of one at the end. Did you get one?
I didn't get one.
I got a hippo. That would be dangerous.
Oh, yeah, they're right.
They
They're
are.
very dangerous.
Yeah,
okay.
They're dangerous.
And then a farm animal?
I put a hog.
I put a hog too.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right. So
Here
how
we go.
many did
So
you get?
what do I got? I got 1.
How many did you
I
get?
got 6.
I got 8.
Oh man! All right, Miss Esther won that one.
Win.
Did you beat Miss Esther? That's the question.
All right, did you get 8 or more?
See if you got 8 or more. All right.
Let us know.
So let us, text us if you got 8 or more with your list, and otherwise play us again or something like that.
Yeah, replay it and see if you can do it again.
Yeah, see if you can do better, but you can't use our answers, I guess. But anyway, we got a few more lists that we're gonna bring through. Maybe once a week we'll bring a Scattergories game time to kids time. So you'll have to try to beat us on the next round. All right, so see you then.
Bye.